Welcome back to MillionaireX, your ultimate guide to wealth and financial freedom. I'm Ahmed, and today we're diving into what Einstein allegedly called the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. Did you know that a single $1,000 investment at age 20 can outperform $5,000 invested at age 40? That's right, time is literally more valuable than money when it comes to building wealth. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal the shocking $100,000 mistake that 76% of Americans are making right now with their money, and the simple three-step formula that can transform even small monthly investments into a $1 million retirement fund. Okay, so let's start by understanding what compound interest actually is. Simple interest is when you earn returns only on your principal, your original investment. But compound interest is when you earn returns on both your principal and on the returns you've already earned. It's kind of like a snowball rolling downhill. As it rolls, it picks up more snow, which increases its surface area, allowing it to pick up even more snow. The snowball grows exponentially, not just in a straight line. This exponential growth creates what investors call the hockey stick effect. Your wealth grows slowly at first, then suddenly shoots upward in later years. The formula for compound interest is A equals P times open parenthesis, 1 plus R close parenthesis raised to the power of T, where A is the final amount, P is the principal or starting amount, R is the interest rate as a decimal, and T is the time in years. Don't worry if math isn't your thing. The key insight is that small changes in any of these variables, especially time, create massive differences in the final result. There are three primary variables that determine your compound growth: contribution amount, rate of return, and time. Let's explore how each one impacts your wealth building. This is how much you invest initially and continue to add over time. Let's look at a simple example. A $100 monthly investment versus a $200 monthly investment over 30 years at an 8% average return. $100 per month grows to approximately $150,000, while $200 per month grows to approximately $300,000. Doubling your contribution doubles your end result. This is the most straightforward multiplier: invest more, get more. But here's where most people make a critical mistake. They focus exclusively on increasing contributions when the other multipliers can have even more dramatic effects. So, this is the percentage your investments grow each year on average. Now, let's look at what happens if you invest $200 every month over 30 years at different return rates. At a 4% average return, you'd end up with approximately $113,000. At an 8% average return, that jumps to about $300,000. And at a 12% average return, it's roughly $882,000. It's kind of wild, but a seemingly small 4% difference in return rate can mean the difference between a modest nest egg and nearly $1 million. That's exactly why investment selection matters tremendously over long periods. The difference between a low-cost index fund returning 8 to 10% and a savings account returning just 1 or 2% is honestly life-changing over decades. Time is, honestly, the most powerful multiplier of all. It's all about how long your money compounds. Let's check out what happens if you invest $200 a month at an 8% average return over different time periods. After 10 years, you'd have about $37,000. After 20 years, it's around $120,000. At 30 years, you reach about $300,000. And after 40 years, it's approximately $700,000. It's pretty amazing. The final decade creates more wealth than the first 3 decades combined. This right here is the true magic of compound interest. Okay, so here's a quick way to understand the power of compound growth. It's called the rule of 72. You just divide 72 by your expected return rate to estimate how many years it takes for your money to double. For example, at an 8% return, your money doubles every 9 years, since 72 divided by 8 equals 9. At a 10% return, your money doubles every 7.2 years, and at a 12% return, it doubles every 6 years. What this really means is, at a 10% average return, your money doubles 4 times in 30 years, turning each $1 into $16. Okay, so now let's talk about the $100,000 mistake that most Americans are making right now. The average American waits until age 31 to start investing for retirement. Let's see, what does this delay actually cost? So, if you were to invest $200 a month at an 8% average return, starting at age 21, you could have about $1,050,000 by age 65. But if you wait and start at age 31, you end up with only about $470,000 by the time you hit 65. That 10-year delay cost you over $580,000 in lost wealth. Even more shocking, if you invested just $200 a month from age 21 to 31, which is $24,000 total, and then never added another penny, you'd actually have more money at retirement than someone who started at 31 and invested $200 a month for 34 years straight, which totals $81,600. This is exactly why I call procrastination the $100,000 mistake, though as we've just seen, it often costs much more. The 3 most expensive words in wealth building are, "I'll start later." Let's look at how real people are using compound interest to build extraordinary wealth. Meet Sarah, who started investing $300 monthly at age 22 after watching videos like this one. By maintaining this modest investment through her 20s and 30s and earning an average 9% return, Sarah accumulated at age 32, $52,000, at age 42, $178,000, at age 52, $480,000, and at age 62, $1,200,000. Sarah never earned a huge salary but became a millionaire through consistency and time. The key insight here is that Sarah's final $700,000 of wealth was created in the last decade without adding any new money, just compound growth on existing investments. Meet Michael, who didn't start investing until age 45 after paying off debt and establishing his career. With only 20 years until retirement, Michael needed to be more aggressive. He maximized tax-advantaged accounts, invested $1,500 monthly, which is 5 times Sarah's amount, and optimized for slightly higher returns, averaging around 10%. By age 65, Michael accumulated approximately $1,150,000. The key insight here is that Michael had to invest 5 times more per month than Sarah to achieve similar results, because he had half the time. Meet Lisa, who combined all 3 multipliers strategically. Lisa's strategy was to start with $200 monthly at age 25, increase contributions by 10% annually as her income grew, focus on high-growth investments in her early decades, averaging 10 to 12% returns, and then shift to more conservative investments later, with returns around 7 to 8%. By age 65, Lisa accumulated over $3,500,000. The key insight is that Lisa optimized all 3 multipliers, increasing contributions over time, maximizing returns when appropriate, and using time to her advantage. Now, let's create your personal compound growth system with 3 simple steps. The most important step is to begin immediately. Even $50 monthly is enough to begin. Many investment platforms have 0 minimums now, like index fund investing through brokerages such as Vanguard or Fidelity, micro-investing apps that round up your purchases, or employer retirement plans with matching contributions. Remember, a small amount growing for a long time outperforms a large amount growing for a short time. Focus on maximizing your long-term average return while managing risk. For long-term wealth building, broad market index funds have historically returned 8 to 10% annually. Growth-oriented portfolios can target 10 to 12%, but with higher volatility. Individual stock picking typically underperforms indexes for most investors. And honestly, high-fee investment products often reduce returns by 1 to 2% annually. The simplest approach? Low-cost index funds that track the total stock market with a gradual shift toward more conservative investments as you approach your goal date. Systematically increase your contributions to supercharge your results. Here are some effective acceleration strategies. The 1% monthly increase, raise your contribution percentage by 1% every 6 to 12 months. The raise capture, allocate 50% of every raise or bonus to investments. The debt to investment pivot, redirect debt payments to investments once debts are paid. And of course, the expense optimization. Review subscriptions and expenses quarterly, redirecting savings to investments. I've created a compound growth calculator you can download using the link in the description to model different scenarios for your situation. Let's recap the power of compound interest. First, compound interest creates exponential, not linear growth. Second, the 3 wealth multipliers are contribution amount, return rate, and time. Third, time is the most powerful multiplier, so start today. Fourth, small, consistent investments outperform larger, delayed investments. Fifth, increasing your contributions systematically accelerates your results. Sixth, optimizing your return rate within your risk tolerance multiplies your outcome. And seventh, the final years of compounding create the most dramatic growth. If you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more wealth-building strategies. We've now completed our foundational content series, and in future videos, we'll dive deeper into specific wealth-building strategies. Drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway from this video. I read every comment and respond to as many as I can. Until next time, this is Ahmed from MillionaireX, and remember, time in the market beats timing the market.